Hi folks, alright, here we go. We've got a question about an ultraviolet wave. We're being asked to find its frequency and the nature. Quite a nice question, this one. As ever, hit pause and then press play when you want to see an explanation. Okay, so we've got ultraviolet waves and we want to determine firstly the nature. Now we're going to rule out some answers straight away. We should be aware that ultraviolet waves belong to the electromagnetic spectrum. Now, the electromagnetic spectrum is a family of waves where they all have similarities. They travel, for example, at the same speed in a vacuum. And what they also do is they're all transverse. And what that means is you can get rid of these guys to get rid of the longitudinal. Remember, transverse means we have an oscillation, a vibration, a disturbance, which is at right angles or perpendicular to the direction of energy transfer. And in this case, that's what our ultraviolet waves do. Again, we're ruling out answers here. We need to now think about the frequency. To do this, we're going to have a look at our data booklet. We're remembering that we've got this, and this is very helpful to us because it tells us approximate values for the wavelength. And we're looking at UV, all right, and we're going to try and determine the frequency. It's really important that we have a look at these values here. We're going to use the equation V equal to F lambda, and then we're going to rearrange to get F. F is going to be V divided by lambda. Now, oops, I've made a slight typo. This should be 10 to the minus 8. You'll know that the speed of light or ultraviolet or electromagnetic is 10 to the 8. I'm ignoring the 3 here just because it's not really important. We're looking at orders of magnitude. And on the bottom, we've got a 10 to the minus 8. I'm so sorry, this should say 10 to the minus 8, not 10 to the 8. 10 to the 16 is going to be our rough order of magnitude. Now, if we look at these values here, we've got a 10 to the 15 and a 10 to the minus 7. Okay, now why is that slightly different? Obviously our answer here then is going to be this one. Why is it slightly different? Well, because you see we've got a range of wavelengths. So whilst I've said 10 to the minus 8, it could be a 10 to the minus 7. 10 to the 8 over 10 to the minus 7 is going to give me a 10 to the 15, which is why the answer here is 8.